salutations. I am the Music God. This is the Music God Reacts, the Music God Reviews, or the Noise Report, or any of the other various musical misadventures that we do here on this channel. And today, we are here to review, chat up, and talk about this wonderful video here, wherever it may be on your screen, depending on how you have it adjusted, maybe here, maybe there. Anyways, Mr. Matt D, he is back. He has a brand new record coming out at the end of this month. It is called Jericho Gap. And I know you guys haven't heard it yet, but I have. I am one of those guys that Matt is always very kind and courteous enough to give me an early listen, and I am always greatly appreciative of that because I'm a huge fan of this man and always very eager to hear what he has. So what we have this time around is 11 tracks, coming in at almost 40 minutes flat, 40 minutes and 3 seconds, so pretty dead on. The 11 tracks we have, track number 1 is called Jericho Gap. It's a kind of a mid-tempo, Red Dirt meets John Mellencamp type of track that really starts the record off great. Goes into track 2, which is Paradise Lost. Kind of continues down that same kind of path of the Mellencamp, Red Dirt type of mixture. Really great story. You know, the one thing about Matt that I think impresses me more than anything, more than his voice, more than his awesome look, more than his awesome everything, man can write some damn lyrics, man. Like, you know, I've heard the term, you know, Hemingway with a guitar, and Bad Man Ballads and Bad Luck Americana, and all the different terms that have been used to describe his music. But man, as a lyricist, Matt is potent. Track number 3, that July Flood. Very emotional, very kind of heart-wrenching. Goes into track number 4, which is 40 Watt Moon. His voice really starts to stand out here. Matt's got a big voice. It's deep and it's raspy, and it's, if you've never heard Matt sing, Matt puts his heart into it, man. Like, you know, are you going to sit here and say Matt is the greatest singer? Probably not. Is Matt very proficient at what he does for within the context of his songwriting? Absolutely. Matt's voice perfectly matches his music. That's another thing that I find so amazing about it, is these songs sung by someone else, I don't think they have the same impact. It's not just that Matt is a first-rate lyricist, probably the best damn lyricist I've heard in a decade or more. It's the way he sings these songs. You know, like, you can hear Matt's soul, you can hear his heart, you can hear his, just, he lives these songs, man. Like, he, you know, it's not like, sometimes you hear a song, man, and you can tell that this was a group of guys who sat around a room and they riffed on ideas, and they riffed a few guitar riffs, and they put this together, and alright, cool, this is a funny song, or this is a plaintive song, or this is this kind of song, or that kind of song. But these are songs that are just, these are songs that you don't just hear them, you can feel these songs, man. You can close your eyes and imagine yourself in that bar room on that piece of highway. You can imagine yourself in that strip club. You can imagine yourself driving that old shitbox Ford, you know, so to speak. And for those of you that have heard the song, you'll know what I'm referring to. Even though he did take that particular reference out of the song. Um, Song number 5, you have Bikini Bull Riding, which is such a great story. Um, Song number 6, one of my personal favorites of his, Ford Marriage. It was so awesome to see him kind of update this song. Um, he did take the Dragging This Old Shit Box reference out and, kind of changed it to Dragging This Old Heart, which is still a very cool reference and still makes total sense. And I get the update. I mean, you can't always say dragging this whole shit box around, but it was such a cool lyric. It was such a cool piece of lyric that, um, it really kind of fit the context of the song so well. But Ford Marriage, he's kind of updated it. It has this very cool, almost Tom Petty-ish vibe to it throughout it, but it still has that message of love and loss and survival through it all. Um, Song number 7, we have Graveyard Honey, which just continues Matt writing phenomenal songs. Um, Song number 8 is the first single. It's called The Company I Keep. Very Stapleton-ish in it. I mean, it's really carried by his voice. It's a very sparse song. Not a lot of big instrumentation in it, but it's really carried by his voice, man, and the way he sings. And Matt can sing. Make no bones about it. No pun intended. Uh, Matt can sing. Um, Song number 9, Exodus. Fucker made me cry. Everything that I've been through personally over the past 2 years, um, there's a part in there where I can't even quote it now, but it's the second verse, and it just hit me like, damn, that's like totally my life, like, you know, like, you know, you know, it just basically, I'm too old, or I'm too evil to die, blah blah blah. I don't even remember the reference how he quoted it, but it's so great. Having this brain injury sucks. I have a hard time remembering lyrics. Um, Continues on with Lodestar, which really is a phenomenal song in and of itself because the way it was produced, it has sort of this old lo-fi AM radio type of vibe to it. Like you're listening to it. You're listening to it like on an old AM radio. It has that, the way it was produced, the sound of it. Um, Really is going to set it apart, and I think it's going to be a song that people really relate to. And then it ends with another song that he did on some earlier work, but he kind of updated it. It's called Angel of the Lost Highway. Want to say that was on Holyoke, but don't quote me. Uh, Great country style song, very kind of bit of a faster beat and all of that. But overall, man, just another killer, phenomenal record by Matt. As always, I'm completely disgusted because, um, man, I wish I could write a record that was even a tenth as great as this lyrically. Just top notch. And I'm not saying this as a fan, as a friend, or anything else. If this was the very first time that I had heard Matt, I would be completely blown away. And I've said this once, I've said it a million times. If I ever win the lottery and get to achieve my dream of owning my own record label, this man is at the top of my list of people that I will be signing to my label. There's no one above him. Like, look, I love a lot of people. I'm a huge fan of KSR1. I'm a huge fan of, bands like Pink Floyd and bands of, the hair band variety and the punk variety. But Matt is above all of them. Like, the fact that this man is not sharing stages with Sergio Simpson, that he's not sharing stages with uh, Chris Knight, that he's not sharing stages with Aaron Watson and Kevin Fowler and other really huge stars that are starting to make a name. This guy should be opening for, I know some of you don't like Cole Wetzel or even Jelly Roll now. Um, Matt deserves this. So this is a 10 out of 10 for me. This is a 12 out of 10 if I could give it that high. But this is a flawless record once again from Matt. You can't write a better record than this. You just can't, man. And everything about this record is perfect. Perfect use of instrumentation. It's not loud, it's not abrasive, it's not overbearing, it doesn't try to be something it's not. It's quiet when it needs to be quiet, it's loud when it needs to be loud, it's forceful when it needs to be forceful, but it's heart touching when it needs to be, man. Like, this is a damn good record. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about it. Music got approved. As always, you know what we do here. Be well, treat each other with kindness. Remember that music heals, especially when it's this damn good.